The ancient Mediterranean world was a cauldron of competing powers, a melting pot of cultures, ambitions and rivalries that shaped the course of history. Emerging from this chaotic mix were two dominant forces, Rome and Carthage, each with its own unique strengths and ambitions. Rome, with its legions of disciplined soldiers, was a rising power on the Italian peninsula, expanding its influence through military might and strategic alliances. Carthage, a Phoenician colony, had built a maritime empire of trade and wealth, dominating the seas with its powerful navy and extensive trade networks. Their paths, destined for collision, would lead to a series of epic confrontations. The Punic Wars, a struggle that would determine the fate of the ancient world. These wars would span over a century, leaving an indelible mark on the ancient world, reshaping the political and cultural landscape of the Mediterranean. The very fate of the Mediterranean hung in the balance as these two titans vied for supremacy. Imagine a world before Rome's dominance, a time when Carthage was the unrivaled power of the seas. Carthage, with its powerful navy, controlled the seas, ensuring the flow of goods and wealth from distant lands. Their ships, laden with goods from across the known world, brought wealth and prosperity, making Carthage a beacon of commerce and culture. Their power stretched across North Africa into Spain and encompassed the islands of the Western Mediterranean, creating a vast and influential empire. They were a force to be reckoned with, their military prowess matched only by their economic strength. Rome, on the other hand, was a land-based power, its strength rooted in the disciplined and relentless legions that marched across the Italian peninsula. Their strength lay in their legions, disciplined and ruthless in equal measure, capable of overcoming any obstacle in their path. They had unified the Italian peninsula and were hungry for more, their ambitions driving them to seek new territories and greater power. The clash between these two titans was almost inevitable, a collision course set by their expanding ambitions and conflicting interests. The stakes could not have been higher, as the outcome of their struggle would shape the future of the Mediterranean and beyond. The Punic Wars were not mere border skirmishes, they were existential struggles for survival. Battles that would determine the very existence of these great powers. The victor would control the Mediterranean, its trade routes and its vast resources, gaining unparalleled influence and power. The loser would face destruction and oblivion, their legacy reduced to ruins and their power extinguished. For Rome and Carthage, there was no middle ground, no possibility of coexistence in their quest for dominance. Only one could emerge victorious, and the outcome would forever alter the course of history. The First Punic War, sparked by a dispute over the Sicilian city of Messana, ignited in 264 BC. This conflict marked the beginning of a series of wars that would shape the ancient world. It was a clash of civilizations, each with its own strengths and unique strategies. Carthage, with its powerful navy, dominated the seas. Their maritime prowess was unmatched at the time. Roman legions, masters of land warfare, were initially ill-equipped for naval battles. They had to quickly adapt to this new form of warfare. The early years of the war were marked by Carthaginian naval victories. Their experience and superior ships gave them a significant advantage. Their ships, manned by experienced crews, ruled the waves. Carthage's dominance at sea seemed unchallenged. Rome, however, was not easily deterred. The Romans were known for their resilience and determination. Adaptability was one of their greatest strengths. They began to innovate and develop new strategies to counter Carthage's naval superiority. They realized the need to counter Carthage's naval dominance. This led to the construction of a new fleet and the development of innovative naval tactics. Roman ingenuity came to the fore with the invention of the corvus, a boarding bridge that allowed their legionaries to transform sea battles into land engagements. With the corvus, Roman soldiers could board Carthaginian ships, turning naval encounters into brutal hand-to-hand combat. This played to the strengths of the Roman legions. This innovation shifted the balance of power, allowing Rome to challenge Carthage at sea. The Romans began to gain confidence in their naval capabilities. One of the most significant naval battles of the First Punic War was the Battle of Mylae in 260 BC. Here, the Roman fleet, using the corvus to devastating effect, crushed the Carthaginian forces. This battle showcased the effectiveness of Roman innovation. This victory marked a turning point in the war, demonstrating Rome's growing naval power. The Romans celebrated their newfound dominance at sea. Rome, once a landlocked power, had become a force to be reckoned with at sea. Their transformation was remarkable. The First Punic War, after 23 long years of grueling conflict, finally ended in 241 BC with a decisive Roman victory at the Battle of the Aegates Islands. Carthage, exhausted and depleted, was forced to sue for peace. The toll of the war had been immense. They ceded Sicily to Rome and agreed to pay a heavy indemnity. This marked the beginning of Roman expansion beyond the Italian peninsula. The war had been a brutal and costly affair for both sides. The devastation was widespread and the human cost was staggering. However, it was Rome that emerged as the dominant power in the Western Mediterranean. Their victory set the stage for future conquests. The seeds of future conflict, however, had been sown. The rivalry between Rome and Carthage was far from over. This epic struggle would continue to shape the ancient world for years to come. Section 4. Scipio Africanus and the Roman Resurgence. Section 5. The destruction of Carthage, the Third Punic War. Section 6. The legacy of the Punic Wars, a world transformed, shaping the future of civilizations and empires. Section 7. Conclusion. Echoes of ancient rivalry.